But I mean, it has to be observed that the guy, he slid into that role, and then he came back, and when everybody, he came back with his backpack, and then everyone was like, "Whoa, boo!" And we never felt more alive.
I think the coolest thing about the Top Shelf app is that I'm not paying for this whiskey. It's totally free.
Yeah.
I've been at Community since season 1. If there's anything that you need to be more alive, it's a villain.
Yeah.
You absolutely need a villain.
You've
been surrounded by them, by Community.
Oh, me personally? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And Harmontown needs a villain. It makes it better.
Yeah, I got it.
You're saying there's no villain at Yahoo? There's no overlord that you're fighting against?
No, we're scraping around looking for one.
No, it's like
there was a security guard that was bugging us for a while.
And there's that guy who won't.
That's some low stakes potatoes.
There's a guy who won't steam clean the floors. Fuck that guy.
There is a guy at CBS Stratford that says that we keep pouring our coffee on the concrete, and he doesn't want to steam clean the concrete because we pour our coffee on it. He's insane.
Can you imagine if a janitor was like, I saw that guy litter, I'm not going to do my job anymore?
Also, nobody pours coffee on concrete. He's making it up. That's where the garbage guy puts the garbage bags, and all the garbage juice leaks onto that spot. We're the ones that are there 24 hours a day. Concrete steamer can fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, I'd steam clean. They could pay me to steam clean the concrete. I'd do it.
I'd do it for fun. It sounds fucking amazing.
I know.
So, doesn't it sound fun just to do once, like being a DJ or a teacher? like just do it for like an hour, steam clean concrete. Like it sounds like really cool. I don't. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely.
I'd also like to tar a driveway.
Tar a driveway?
Yeah, just for like 20 minutes.
Just the tar, no asphalt on top. Just lay the tar down.
See, you're already. This is amazing. Like I don't know. What do you do if I don't put anything underneath? Do you just sink into the tar?
I believe that tar is the thing that is the adhesive that holds the top surface.
And what's the top surface made out of? Just driveway material?
Asphalt and gravel and
cement, isn't it?
Well, it can be.
See, this is amazing.
You tar a roof, right?
You don't put rebar on a driveway, man.
You could.
Rebar?
There's rebar in a driveway?
Really?
It
Are
adds
you building a super highway?
Sorry,
All right, you're right.
So if you have one more thing to say about rebar, you have to come up because they.
Do you have more opinions about rebar? Do you have more opinions about rebar?
No,
you don't.
I took too long to explain that. I was just saying you'd have to come up if you.
You appear to have a walker. I don't know that we can get you up on stage with that thing. Are you wounded? What happened?
My spine is collapsing.
Your spine is collapsing.
Oh my God!
Now you have to come up. Can you? Or no, you can't. Sorry, I don't know how much you can hear, what you can't hear. But this young lady started talking about rebar pipe, and then I was like, "Well, we can't hear you." And then she has a walking device, and she said she has it because her spine is collapsing. Which this is a story that we want to hear.
Yeah, just sit near the edge of the stage. Or, yeah, stand with her there.
All right. All right, we're getting you a mic.
That looks great.
Are you comfortable there? We're not making you do things that. Okay, check. Okay, what's your name?
Annie.
Annie's spine is collapsing. What does that mean?
So I have something called degenerative spinal stenosis, and what happened was in December I stopped being able to walk.
Jesus.
Yeah, that really sucked.
Like, how did that? What was was there like an event where like that Stephen Hawking story where he's like walking down the stairs? There's just like one moment where you're like.
Yeah, well, I really wish it was more interesting. I literally just like fell down in my hallway. Like I was carrying some laundry and literally.
Stephen Hawking was just a stairwell. You're just as interesting as him.
Okay, that's perfect. I like that. I like being as interesting as Stephen Hawking.
So you're walking in your hallway and then you just lost your ability to walk.
Literally, and I was stuck there for a few hours, and I was in so much pain I couldn't move. I also have something called sciatica, and when I get it, I also can't walk. So I was thinking that's what it was.
Right.
So I had to crawl to a phone, which was really fun.
Like with your arms, like Steven Seagal.
Totally, yeah. It was like Warzone without all the excitement.
Oh.
So, yeah. And then I went to the hospital, and I was in the hospital for a few weeks. And
they said, okay, the stenosis thing, which is a phrase I've heard because you know that sound I make when I laugh?
Yes.
Oh wait, I can't. they think that's like it has something to do with cartilage getting thinner or something, right?
Well, in the back, what it does is it's so old people get it. You know how old people bend over like as they get older and they're like leaning. Like you see them on their walkers and they look like they're all hunched. That's actually because their spines are falling apart. So yeah.
Because the cartilage or why am I getting so clinical?
I guess
Like, what's the payoff of me understanding it?
Yeah.
I got it. Good night.
Bones coming together.
But the important thing is the emotional side of it. Like, how old are you?
I'm 30.
So very young. Even if you were 70, it's too
Yeah.
young to find out one day that walking is behind you.
No, totally. And actually, they don't want to operate on me because I'm young, because they can fuck that up and then I would never be able to do anything ever again.
Meaning, I mean, what define anything? I mean, like they think
Like
they
they could paralyze me with the surgery that I would need to correct this.
So now, is it the word prognosis? Is that what can you expect?
Well, I have to keep going to physical therapy. I have to keep using this beautiful thing, and I take a lot of pain medication. I get a lot of injections into my spine.
Is it going to get worse and worse?
Yeah, it's degenerative. It's not going to get any better. I can make the symptoms better. Can I actually have a sip of this? I'm sorry.
Yes, you can. I was just going to tell you, Jordan's giving you a free account to Top Shelf when it's actually working.
I would really need that, frankly.
It is the least we can do.
Thank you. No, I take a lot of medications. So I get dry mouth really easily. And now you're talking to me, so I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, like
Wait,
that
you said you could
pill mouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I misheard that. It's hard to hear it here. I thought you said I take a lot of medication, so I can dry hump easily.
That's not
Also
what she said.
true.
The doctors will not operate under there, worried they could affect her ability to dry hump. That's the last thing that.
That's the last thing I really want
Right.
at all. I mean, if I couldn't drive up anymore, life wouldn't be worth living. So.
Well, it's
You
amazing
a big
that
dry
you're,
hump fan? You like your dry humping?
I think it's underrated. Definitely.
I think it is. I
it's-
think if you get a good dry hump, that's a good night.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you got to be with somebody who knows how to dry hump.
If you get a good dry hump, that can almost be better than good oral sex. It's.
I agree.
I think you're probably impressing people a lot with your radiance in the face of something that a lot of people could use as an excuse to be a pretty crabby person.
Oh, well, thank you. I try.
It's all that dry humping.
I do my best not to be an asshole.
If there's anything we could do in the context of a show that otherwise has no direction anyway, like we would actually be thankful if you just gave us something to do. Like is there anything, some kind of fantasy?
On this the podcast?
Yeah. I'm a master improviser. I could create scene work. Worlds within worlds.
Oh man, I'd almost love to say I'd love to see you guys improvise a character ship, creating fan fiction on. Have you ever seen the erotic fan fiction live thing that happens in LA?
No.
Yeah.
Erotic fan fiction live?
Yeah, it's like a podcast thing. It's somewhere. Not
They do it at a
somewhere
Meltdown.
else.
Wait, so it's like somebody's like Scully and then someone's like Kirk and they just get on stage together?
Exactly. And I think it's also competitive. It's like competitive erotic fan fiction.
I'd like to see you and Chris do a little erotic community
I think we
fanfic.
can do
Yeah,
that.
I would totally love that.
And I think we should use your favorite characters. Like who do you want to see us do?
Oh, well, okay. So obviously my favorite character, I actually am in costume right now. My favorite character is Annie.
Oh, your name is Annie, and I was going to say you're kind of dressed like Annie. Okay.
Yes, it's true. It's sad, but true. I have a blog actually about Annie's costumes. It's literally Annie's clothes.
Have you had that for years and years?
No, I actually just recently started it because I've been cosplaying Annie for years and years.
Oh, okay.
What did you think about season 5, Annie?
What did I think about season? I fucking hate pants and I want them to die.
I'm in such a difficult position there because I love Annie the way she always was, but I also don't want to
Oh my God.
I don't want to freeze her in time. And
Dresses and cardigans. It's such a winning combination.
Maybe if we
and
just-
now silk shirts? What the fuck, Dan? I did a blog post. I did a blog post of the whole season 6 promo that was just released, the Age of Yahoo thing. Almost every single frame is a silk shirt. Do you know how hot silk shirts are?
Okay.
Ridiculous.
I will first of all I'll just say like nobody was more pained than me to tell Annie to stop dressing like the way that we met her, but I felt like I was liking it for the wrong reasons, and so I felt like she was supposed to grow up and I felt like I would see people that were watching the show and like they're growing up with Annie and they're like, I didn't want her to continue to be like this thing. But okay, so here's the thing: because your spine is collapsing, and because you're a good person,
right,
and because you like her for the right reasons, and I have the excuse to say we have 2 episodes left to do. For the finale, Annie she'll start wearing mid like above the knee floral. Okay, well, just tell it, just dictate it and take it down, and I'll go to wardrobe.
I love it. Yes! Yes!
We can do this. This is very easy. They have a room full of clothes, and you can just dictate.
I have a pad and paper.
This is fans affecting change.
Yes. So, okay, it's from top to bottom. What do you want? Start with the hair, like fucking.
Actually, my only real request would be that I find out where you buy her clothes. Because, like, the big thing with cosplaying right now is buying the same things that they have on the show.
Right.
This is actually the same sweater she wore in this episode.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, we'll figure that out.
I'm sure wardrobe would love to, honestly, like they're like
literally just like nice dress, nice cardigan, not too low cut. She's not a whore. Like, come on.
But
Annie,
she wore a back brace, but
Annie, be specific. Like, give us a color so that when you watch that episode, you know that you actually have.
Well, I think it should definitely be Yahoo purple. There should definitely be
yellow purple.
A Yahoo purple. Maybe a little Honda blue. Like something.
Like yellow, like a
purple cardigan. Okay.
Purple cardigan.
Purple cardigan. Floral dress.
Floral dress.
Yeah. And flats.
Flats.
Yeah.
And tights,
ballet
obviously.
Flats. Yeah, if so desired.
I mean, might as well. All right.
I don't want to step on anyone's toes creatively.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not going to stand in the way of. I think. All right. So you'll see the finale, and that's our.
This is like a dream come true.
You have to remember that. You have to remember that.
That's why Chris has to remember that. I don't have to do anything.
Okay.
I'll tweet you guys. I'll remind you.
I'm your app.
Very cool. So when we're all watching the finale of that season, and we see Annie in purple and yellow, it's because Annie here.
Yes, and because of real Annie, who gave everything.
I am so honored.
Yes. All right. Well, let's have a hand for Annie. Thank you very much. You're so sweet. Thank you. I hope to God that when something bad starts happening to me, I can start to become a good person miraculously.
What about Rebar?
What about Rebar? I don't know. She knows about that.
Yeah.
We didn't want to corner her about Rebar at that moment.